Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts, opinions, and feels on The Accident Season by Moira Fowley-Doyle. This book is about a girl by the name of Kara and her family, and every October the family endures a season they like to call the Accident Season. And basically during the season they inevitably face all kinds of different accidents, whether it be being hit by a car, having a bookcase fall over on you, or even sometimes death. They're uncertain as to why this season happens, but they've just kind of learned to deal with it. For the most part I enjoyed this book, but I think the thing that I enjoyed the most was how mysterious this book was. It's full of mystery and suspense, and throughout the novel you're really kind of going back and forth as to what could be going on with this accident season and what could be behind it. I would recommend picking this book up in the month of October because it does take place in the month of October, but also it's got this creepy vibe to it and I think it'd be perfect for the month of October. But I will say that I did have some problems with this book and things that I just generally didn't like about it. The first thing being the relationships and the friendships throughout the story. The relationships were just gross and I did not like them at all, and the friendships in this story were just straight up weird and complicated. Another thing that I didn't like about this book was the twist that took place within the story. It's just something that's been done before and it was nothing that was like super shocking. The twist just didn't have this shock factor that just evoked emotion from me. It was just kind of like reading it and being like, oh, that's the twist. Well, cool. Let's talk about the writing because I really liked the writing within the story. It was haunting and creepy and weird and strange, and I just loved that about the writing style. It had this very addictive quality to it. When I wasn't reading it, I wanted to be reading it because I wanted to figure out what the heck was going on with this accident season. And when I was away from this book, I felt like I was just constantly trying to solve what the heck was going on with this accident season. I wasn't a huge fan with the characterization within this book. Sometimes I feel like the author was trying way too hard to make the characters seem like they were just so different and unique and weird, and it was like, yeah, I get it, they're weird, they're different, they're not like any of the other kids, but like, chill. As for the plot, this book didn't really pick up until like midway through the story. It takes its time to really get to the interesting parts. While there are some interesting things that happen at the beginning of the story and they're pushing the story forward, I still feel like the beginning could have been tinkered with and could have been made stronger. I think the most interesting parts about this novel were the different accidents that happened. Those were the parts that just had you flipping the page to see if the characters had survived the accident or not, and I feel like there could have been more accidents throughout the story, and I also think that this story could have started out with this like big crazy accident and then kind of gone from there, and the story would have been just completely compelling from the start, but it took quite a while for the story to pick up. Now let's talk about the characters. I kind of already touched on this with the characterization. I didn't like how the author was trying to make them all seem so different. I think the one thing that I really wish we would have seen more of in this story was the different personalities from each of the different characters, because they all are really weird and different, but I wish we would have just seen more of their personality, more of the things that they liked to do. We do see that with the character B, who does the card readings, but I wish we would have seen more of the different characters with Kara and Sam and Alice, because for the most part I feel like they were just very dry characters, and I feel like if we would have had more to their personality and gotten to know them more, we would have cared a little bit more about them, and the different accidents that they faced throughout the story, we would have cared a little bit more. So for the most part I felt like the characters were just a little bit mediocre. So those are my thoughts, opinions, and feels on The Accident Season. You guys should let me know down below if you have picked up this book and read it and what you thought of it, or if you're planning to pick up this book. Thanks for watching guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Later. That was a little bit intense. By Moira Fowley-Doyle. They inevitably... I gotta sneeze, but I can't. It won't come out. Oh, it went away. I hate when that happens. I would just rather it come out than just stay in there. Ah! It's the accident season!